Oh, the All-Star Mile winner returns.
Yeah, he was really good in his first run at Caulfield in the autumn, but it was over 1,800 metres. He sat back and he showed a really good turn of foot, finishing 4th on a day that you needed to be up on speed in the race that was won by Miss Siska. But judging by his presence in the yard, he's nice and forward. He certainly doesn't look like he needs the run. He will definitely improve, but to me, he looks like he's done enough work to be competitive here.
He's placed 4 of 6 at 1,400 metres yet to win. Kingsville Dreams, 1 at 14 though.
Yeah, this is the horse that I'm kicking up for. I just think he's a really good price to have something on. He's had 3 runs at Caulfield over 1,400 metres and he's yet to finish further back than 3/4 of a length off the winner. And we're talking about the PB Lawrence 2 years ago, a CF4 Stakes and a Memsey Stakes. So high quality weight for age races. He ran 5th in a Doncaster last preparation and was unlucky, finishing only a length and a half off the winner. He's a very, very high class horse.
Benny Mallam looking for a treble, jumps on board. He's one of his faves in Streets of Avalon.
I know he's fit and he will be suited to the 1,400 metres and he's a Group 1 winner at this track and distance, but you do have to remember it was a very slow run futurity and it was on a track that certainly favoured leaders. Now, his edge today is his fitness over a few key rivals. Connections would be delighted that the track is drying out because I don't think he would have wanted any wetter than what it is today. I know he's sort of got that Group 1 win, but I still doubt whether he's as strong as some of the other horses in this race.
Here's another Group 1 winner. There's 7 of them in the field. Here's Cape of Good Hope.
Well, surely he's not going to be competitive at this distance range, Richo. He won a Group 1 over 2,000 when he first arrived in Australia, but he hasn't shown any sort of further form from that run, and I doubt whether he's going to be sharp enough here.
Here's Cascadian, who I think's a big price considering his ability.
Yeah, he only finished 3 lengths from the winner in the Doncaster, so he was not too far behind Kingsville Dream when they met at their most recent start. He's been more of a handicap horse to this point of his career. Now he's got to step up against the big boys and girls at weight for age, and he's likely to be a long way off them from that gate. He doesn't tend to show a lot of early speed, but he's an eye-catching horse and he's got a really good turn of foot late.
Here's the speed in the race, and we know that he's tough to get past.
Yeah, well, he's fit. Clearly he doesn't have the record to suggest he's a weight for age horse against this company, but his edge today is the fact that he's been racing all through winter. So if Daniel Stackhouse says, righto boys, catch me if you can, and turns it into a strong 1,400, it may find a few out and it may suit this horse because in a fast run winter championship final, he was too good for his rivals.
Morrissey family sitting on the edge of their seats for their boy, Morrissey.
Yeah, look, he deserves a crack at a decent race. He's been good, winning 2 of his past 3 runs, all of them at Caulfield. He'll settle up on speed and give them something to catch here.
Here's the star Tasmanian mare, the defending champ, Mystic Journey.
Yeah, well, she's hard to gauge in terms of her preparation because she's coming back off a really light autumn, but she's got a lot of quality about her, and I'm sure punters will think she'll be hard to beat here.
Arcadia Queen, bar plates in the front the first time, just to add another layer of, what do you do?
Yeah, I just don't like the fact that she's had an interrupted preparation. One thing, though, is she's very solid in the market. We heard from Grant Williams early in the week suggesting that she's had a foot abscess in her preparation, which has just put her on the back foot. She missed a trial. She's had a gallop, but she's probably 1 run behind Regal Power and a few of the others, but still she's a quality horse, and if she gets back to her best, she could be too good for this field.
James Cummings brings his good mare, Savatiano, first up, and she's got a good record fresh.
Yeah, she does. Just whether she's got the quality to win a race of this nature, that's my concern, Richo. She went across to Adelaide in some 1,200 metre sprints during the back end of the autumn and wasn't good enough to win there. So it's a stark rise in grade here, and I think she's too short at her current quote, in my opinion.
And Aristia, the Oaks champ, is an outsider.
Yeah, she ran a cheeky race fresh last campaign against Graceful Glamour off the back of a nice trial. And look, she wasn't far behind Melody Bell in a Group 1 Empire Rose Stakes at a mile. So she's got the quality. It's just she's now sort of rising up to the males at weight for age. It would be difficult to see her winning this race fresh.
Kingsville Dream on top for you.
Yeah, I'm keen to be with this horse. I just think at sort of $10, $11, he'll give you a really good sight for your money. He can bounce. He can be, trailing the speed from that inside gate. And his runs previous to today at Caulfield have all been fantastic. First up last preparation, he just missed behind Alabama Express and 50 Stars. Those 2 horses would be hard in the market, in my opinion, in this race.
All right, pick of the yard for you, Nick.
Pick of the yard for the big one here, guys, is number 3, Streets of Avalon. When he's in this zone, and he can be a bit off his game sometimes in the mount here, but when he's in his zone, he races particularly well, and he's right in that zone here this afternoon. His coat's just got to come through a fraction more, but manners-wise, he can't be any better. So he goes on top. I thought Regal Power looked well, fit enough. He's got to clean up a little bit in his coat. His stablemate Arcadia Queen had a better coat. I thought she looked really well, just not sure where she's at in terms of her feet with those bar plates on. Mystic Jenny was a little bit up on her toes, but she looks fantastic. Savatiano's super fit. They've obviously come down here with this in mind as a first up target for her. And Kingswell Dream, I know BZ's keen on this horse, also looked quite well. But Streets of Avalon, guys, the drier this track gets, and the more I look at him and his attitude, the more I want to be on him.
I'm sure it'll really suit him from a pick set feature today, and it's always been a great race. Formerly known as the JJ Liston, was raced at Sandown, Caulfield, the PB Lawrence, and it's a terrific lead-up. It used to be a race used in the past from the Cups horses. Cambo, market mover.
BZ be very happy that the market mover is Kingswell Dream. 11s to 10s, now into single figures, into $9.50, the consistent Kingswell Dream.
Yeah, the Turnbull Stakes winner, so we know that he's a Group 1 class performer. Really looking forward to this. Here's Matty Hill to call the action, the PB Lawrence.
Regal Power at 6. Richo, thank you. So how bunched this betting is. So on the tote, 550 Savatiano, 570 Arcadia Queen, 2 from 2 first up. Black distinguishing cap worn by Damien Lane here. Arcadia Queen goes in. Mystic Journey third elect at $5.90. Regal Power at 6. Streets of Avalon at $6.80. Saccone goes in. Streets of Avalon joining the line. We await on Cascadian. James Cummings and Godolphin won this race with Hartnell 3 years ago. And Regal Power, Willie Pike aboards for Grant and Alana Williams, who has the 2 in the race with Arcadia Queen. Here is Regal Power. And to complete the line, Cascadian, trotting up with purpose. Decent first up horse. Goes in, takes the outside alley. Set to go for the PB Lawrence. Ready to run. Set to go, and they're racing from that wide alley. Cascadian goes back to the end. Regal Power second last with Mystic Journey. Savatiano jumped well. Saccone pours it on out wide, and Morrissey going with him. Streets of Avalon fourth, just off the rails. Then came Aristia, Arcadia Queen shuffling in the middle of the field with Mystic Journey going around them. Kingswell Dream the fence, then Regal Power, Cape of Good Hope, and last Cascadian to the railway side at the 950. Morrissey led 3/4 of a length to Saccone. And then came Streets of Avalon out 3 wide as they put the brakes on. Next in the field, Savatiano. In between horses, Arcadia Queen, and then Mystic Journey 3 wide with a trail. Kingswell Dream, Aristia, Cape of Good Hope, and a clump. In that group is Regal Power and last Cascadian. So they've really packed up here. 600 metres to go. It's Morrissey and also Saccone. Streets of Avalon 3 wide. Savatiano behind them from Arcadia Queen, Mystic Journey. Then Kingswell Dream, Regal Power, Cape of Good Hope, Cascadian back to the inside from Aristia. It's Morrissey and Saccone in a sprint to the finish at the 300. Savatiano presenting, and then came Streets of Avalon, and behind them Arcadia Queen, Kingswell Dream and Cascadian. It's Saccone at the 200. Savatiano peppering away. Savatiano up to Saccone. Savatiano and Saccone stride for stride, a bitter battle. Photo finish. Photo. Savatiano or Saccone. Kingswell Dream third from Cascadian. And they were followed by out wider on the track, Arcadia Queen, Morrissey, Streets of Avalon, Aristia, Regal Power and Cape of Good Hope.
I think James Cummings has got it. I think he's produced another winner of the PB Lawrence. Savatiano, was she up to this grade? Well, 1,400 metres fresh. Gave her an opportunity to get over the top of the really tough on-speed Saccone, and Mark Zara gets a running double, and Viridine into Savatiano produces a double for Godolphin, a double for Mark Zara, and he gave both absolute peach of rides. No knock at all on Saccone. Put the acid on Morrissey. Saccone with Daniel Stackhouse in the saddle, putting pressure on at the right time, kicking clear. He was brave as always. Kingswell Dream, he was zigging and zagging, trying to get in the right spot. He's run really well. And Cascadian up on the inside was last, has rattled along the rails. Lots to take out of this.
Yeah, well, the punters that backed Savatiano earlier in the week, they were spot on the mark, jumping on this mare as soon as markets opened, and she got the lovely run just on the back of the speed. We thought there may have been a little bit more pressure here. It didn't really eventuate, but the fit horse, Saccone, kicked away. I was with Kingswood Dream. I would have loved John McNeil to stay where he was on the inside. He come out looking for runs and he ended up in behind horses that weren't going anywhere. If he stayed on the back of Savatiano, I'm not sure if he would have won the race, but he definitely would have been closer at the finish than what he was. But this was a brilliant ride by Mark Zara. He was just tracking the speed, and a great training performance from James Cummings.
33 starts in her career. That's her 10th win, and her earnings were $1.6 million before today, and she measures up to this grade. We know she deserves to have a crack at a Group 1 race, and she deserves to be a Group 1 winner. She's been competitive in the past, and, well, Godolphin have had a wonderful day with James Cummings, and Sean Keogh is their Melbourne team man, and they've got a double today, and it's a big double, Nick.
Yeah, it certainly is, Richo. Viridine, of course, taking out the Regal Roller. Now Savatiano in the feature for the day, the PB Lawrence Stakes. Coming here, Sean, she was 4 from 7 first up, but she'd never tackled a field of this calibre.
Yeah, she come into this preparation, obviously similar to the way she entered the autumn. She wasn't campaigned through the winter, and James and the team, you know, found that nice spell length for her coming in, and we've seen that pattern play out really well last preparation when she won the Millie Fox and really showed herself to be a top flight race mare, and the same recipe worked for us today.
What happens with Savatiano now? We know she's so good fresh. Do you keep her on the fresh side?
Oh, look, that'll definitely be up to James to assess, but we're after seeing a serious field being put away there in good fashion off of just the one public trial, so she's definitely going to derive some natural benefit from the race, and yeah, I'm very happy with that.
And Cascadian was pretty good too, creeping home for 4th.
Yeah, look, these horses galloped early in the week in Osborne Park, and they went to the line head and head together. So we were confident with both of them coming down today. He raced a little bit on the fresh side with Damien Oliver there, so I think he will come on from the run as well. You've
done an extremely good job doing this interview with the hiccups. Go and see if you can get rid of them.
Thanks, Nick. Cheers.
Well, she's 2 from 2 at Caulfield now. 1,400 metres fresh here. That looks an ideal race. The Sir Rupert Clark.